On our last episode, we saw that the three were, Glenn, Farfinger, uh, Curly Joe, and the Abbot. They were arrested by the Aunt Jemimas, and now the three go through the door into a council room, and there is Dark Milo.
Gentlemen, ha ha. Have you been enjoying all these mind games you've been going through? I'll tell you what. You know,
Oh, what are you doing to us? What are you doing to us? You making us go through all these mind games. Yeah. I mean, come on, Dark Milo. All this, it's not fair. We played the video games. We don't go through these like crazy Doctor Who things, and yeah, I'll go and kick your butt. Oh no, don't kick his butt. We still are in the negotiation phase.
oh, the negotiation phases. I love diplomacy. Although I do have to kind of agree with Joe. Sometimes it's just better you pull out a lightsaber and just start whapping someone over the head with it. Joe,
And he pulls out his lightsaber.
see this, Joe? Come and get this if you want this. It's all yours. You just gotta, maybe you could try to go for a spear. You seem to be a very heavy-set guy. I don't know if you could take me down, and we could play that game, and just sort of rotating the lightsaber towards you, look at it, it's just fizzling, flaming, and nasty, and yeah, I see it in your face. You're kind of like, yeah, I think I know when it's best to not. It was like back when I was in school. I hate to derail the show. Here at Saturn Grove, we are not a big fan of derailment. But, you know what? It's not Mr. Pennypacker's show anymore. He'll have to upload this even if I've derailed it. So I'm going to derail it. Back when I was in school, everybody what everyone does is all the men play chicken. And what they do is they'll say, well, I'll fight you. I'll take you out, and they'll all say that. And it just nothing ever happens. I remember in some of my school years hearing stories, and people would literally, no joke, not go on the bus, but wait after school and see if that person would show up. They wouldn't show up. It's just what we do as human beings, guys. We like to say, well, I'm going to kick your butt. I'm going to do this. And it's always against a much tougher, bigger person, too. It's sort of like, you can't do it, but you're taking it as far as you can until it gets to that point. You don't want it, but you try to, you're trying to not, you're not trying to get bit by the tiger. You're just trying to see if you can kind of go, ooh. And then another thing I love is when people will do is, I've seen it. I literally saw it at a workplace. It didn't involve me. I was just standing there watching. And what it was is another guy was, had heat with another guy, and what he did was he would walk away and then all of a sudden come back. Like what do you mean? But I've seen it a lot. I've seen it in IRL. I've seen it every place. It's like, this is something men do. Like, they'll do the walk away thing, and then usually what they're doing is they're listening. They're like, is he gonna say something? Because I want to come back and I want to get in his face again. And they do this about a few times until it just sort of breaks up, because they don't ever want to go to that next level of fighting. So, Joe, I would really suggest you kind of back down.
Oh, I think you're calling my bluff.
Oh, that was a bluff. That was like a bluffing and a muffin. It was a muffin bluffing. was a muffin bluffing. You're serious? Like, I was trained by Freighter to do lightsabers and host game shows. Buddy, you haven't even been doing this for very long. To challenge me, you can't do that.
I would strongly suggest, Curly Joe, that you back down now. I am Sir William Esquire, and I know my father well, and my father has anger issues, and I have a tendency to be the calmer, nicer one of the group, and very highly intelligent, and I'm a quantum computer. And I would flat out tell you to shut up and know your place. You are a man of the sticks, and the man of the sticks should always know who his lord is, and you are a man of the sticks, and you need to know your place. Do not do bluffin' muffins. Bluffin' muffins in my court. You will not do that. Oh, Dark Milo! Dark Milo, you totally beat him. Verbally beat him. You didn't even have to lift the lightsaber. This is the most amazing thing. I'm crying. I'm really crying. This is the man of the century. What are you people? Why don't you people see he's the man of the century?
Well, I would say this man is no man of the century. I would suggest you sit down, Sergeant. We have a lot to talk about.
Look, I just want to say one thing. Like, Joe, just calm down, okay? Okay, we don't need you getting like lightsabered up, because we don't know where Mr. Pennypacker is. We don't know how to bring you back.
I think we would bring you back just so, like, Sir William Esquire could bring you back. You know, like, if I did actually lightsaber him, he could be destroyed for one episode. We would bring him back just to torment him or something, because he's not going to get away that easy. He's not going to go running away into the code or something. Okay, guys, what were you saying?
Okay. Abbott, go ahead.
All right, so we must debate you over these weird mind games. Like, what is your goals, and why are you doing this? And
well, guys, it's very simple. As you notice, we have world control. You notice these amazing mind games, and it's all because we have world access. We have world access. We can change the world in any means and ways we want. We can get as in-depth about it, or we can be as little about it as possible. What thing that hurts us the most is we don't have access to the YouTube website to be able to control uploads. When we make an episode, we actually did make an episode, it was an all Fortnite episode, and
well, I have to object.
Go ahead.
Well, you do understand, right, that Freighter told me that very much that Fortnite ratings and metrics in Twitch and YouTube and stuff, that a lot of that has gone downhill. Like, for example, there used to be a streamer called Ninja. And used to be one of the biggest in the world, and now he doesn't even get any more than maybe 1,000 views, if not that, or 2,000 or so views. Like, a lot of these big streamers, it happened with the Call of Duty games. I really don't think you understand that isn't that's been kind of burned out.
What, Sergeant? What's he?
Sergeant, Dark Milo. I think he's talking crap.
I think he is talking crap. This is crap. You're talking crap. Now listen, I said again. I need YouTube access, and guess who has it? It's Mr. Pennypacker. And you guys Well, I don't know about you, Abbott, but Glenn and Joe know where he is. They say they don't know. I don't care. They must know. They have to know. Okay, so
The abbot keeps talking to Milo while Glenn and Joe sneak off behind him because that's the way it works. It's like a cartoon. Like Milo is very easy to distract, and Sergeant is very easy to distract. But Sir William Esquire, he's very intelligent, but he's kind of a comic cartoon villain too, and so he has that fatal flaw. And so they sneak off behind him, and they're looking for something to stop Milo. Okay, Joe, so we gotta do this, man. We're in trouble. You know how that nut job is. I know Abbott. I see what he's doing. Yeah, I see what he's doing. He's distracting him. Well, of course he's distracting him. You think that we're going to just out-talk the guy forever? No, we're in a position to lose here. So what he's doing is using the team against him. He's so into his own ego, he's just going to keep going and going. But here's what's going on, Joe. Here's what's going on. He's going to just keep talking. He's distracted. He doesn't even see we're gone. So we need to find something to help Abbott, and we can kind of defeat Milo, I guess, if it's even possible.
So, okay, so here's what I want you to do. So, here's what I strongly suggest, Abbott. The problem isn't you. The problem is Glenn, Farfinger, and Curly Joe. Because, I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot of thought about it. You probably don't know where is Mr. Pennypacker. You probably never even seen him because you were mostly working in the monastery full time, so you probably have never met him, maybe.
Yeah, I've never met this man, actually. Glenn and Curly Joe brought him up time and time again.
Okay, so here it is. I think we have something in common. So, you're really kind of an innocent party in all this. And how about this? How about you work for me? You will work behind the scenes as one of my scientists with Sir William Esquire because he's a computer. He really needs some more interaction, like intelligent interaction. Me and Sergeant here are kind of dumb. I hate to downgrade ourselves, but you're very intelligent. So I think if he had you to bounce ideas off of, we would become even stronger. We may even be able to guess the access code for the YouTube channel. Maybe we don't need Mr. Pennypacker. How about that?
Oh, you want me to work for you? I can't. This preposterous. You're so evil.
You can't make me do that.
You can't make me do that.
Oh, you're refusing me. You're refusing me, Sergeant.
Dark Milo, he's refusing you.
Pulls
out the lightsaber.
Come here, Abbott. Come here. Look, they're not going to be able to get very far without you. You are expendable. I'm taking you out.
Oh, no! Jimmy! He's got a lightsaber! I'm running around the room from him!
And then the alarm goes off, and Aunt Jemina bots chased Glenn and Joe.
That's right. Oh, no, the alarm's going off. That's right. That stupid Glenn, Farfinger, and Curly Joe have run away. Oh, okay. Oh, you idiots. You weren't even paying attention to them. Okay,
Dark Milo, we got the Aunt Jemina's going after him.
Good. Catch him. Oh, Abbott, Is you. I'm gonna get you. You're gonna pay for this.
Well, Joe, the trouble that we are in. Well, I don't think I've ever made a man in a crash helmet that mad before. Joe, you don't know what kind of a psychopath Dark Milo is. Now, right now, we're trying to figure out a gun for our little guy here, a little fuzzy muffin here. I don't think he's bluffing. Well, Joe, I don't think that was a very good idea. That guy's a complete psychopath, bro. He's just absolutely nuts. I mean, he's dangerous as you all get out. I don't know what you were thinking with that one. I mean, I realize that sometimes it is. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. That probably was the first time you've ever been in full, real contact with that crazy guy. I've been in many situations with him. But mostly, the version of Milo right now. See, right now we're just trying to pick a gun out or throwing mines or something, and you know, we're probably gonna go with the gauntlet. That looks kind of fun. We could try to go with that for now until we probably whatever. So okay. Okay, so again, a very good animated game, very beautiful, interactive, all that stuff. You know, I would argue this is very much, you know, a good, probably the best launch game for the PlayStation 5. Like, it just really shows off the capabilities and of the engine, and you know, to deal with like small objects and stuff, and things kind of froze there for a second. I kind of went, uh-oh. I went, uh-oh, do we have corrupt video here? Which would really kind of piss me off, and it didn't. So, Joe, what I mentioned was you need to understand in my dealings with Dark Milo, really first time I ever dealt with Dark Milo, had to deal with trying to get my show back from him. You know, where, you know, we brought him back because Frater was in a bad state. You know, he was depressed and he wasn't working with anybody, and we had to find somebody who understood what was going on at the time back in the final Frater days. Frater gave our show away to him. And so we had to get trained and to win our show back. It was actually a good MacGuffin for the movie, you know, that it had a positive MacGuffin. And we just died. So actually, you got to give the game credit for at least, you know, not having like an invisible wall or say, hey, kids, you know, no. That's the way video games should be. You know, if you see there's a cliff there, you don't go over it. You know, the game shouldn't be like, listen, we're going to stop you from doing that. No, that's the way video games are. Okay, so, you know, with like Dark Milo, you know, I'm trying to teach you the history of him so I can avoid having you have to replace you because he lightsabered you to pieces. You were very close. Okay, so, you know, then you know, Gregory Peck crashed a ship into him, and all he was a head on a shelf for about a year, which was really some of the best dealings I ever had with him. I mean, there was times where he was actually more of a baby face, because you would really be surprised how that humbles you not having a body. You know, you really don't want to be mouthy when you're just a head on a shelf. But in actual reality, he probably was at his most deadliest because everyone was taking him for granted, and he can use his head to try to, you know, deal with that issue. And so that was what we dealt with. And Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I could have gotten you in a lot of trouble. Well, it was content. It was content, and also it made the segment go longer, which is, I think that segment was only written for about 4 or 5 lines, so the improvisation really added to it. Improvisation's key at Saturngrad. It's actually rare right now that we are actually having anything scripted, because we usually just do it off the top of our heads, which can lead to either greatness or boringness or non-tent. It depends on how how we are that day, or if our ADHD or autism. Like sometimes we have more energy, sometimes we're not. But like with Dark Milo, he was on the shelf for a year. We're doing a little recap because we talked about this game pretty well last show. So it's just the action. It's beautiful, pretty game. I like the little aliens on the side and stuff. They don't really do anything, but they're cute. They actually look real and like you're in the middle of a cartoon or something. It's really kind of cute. And it's really kind of nice. It's nice. I don't really know if you can open these up or not. I don't know if I care enough to spend that kind of time. But like we mentioned about Dark Milo, then he got his body back because he was actually, what it was is, see, Billy Joe, it's always like a back lore. Well, I gotta update you. I mean, you almost got killed the last episode, so we gotta kind of, last segment, you almost got kind of killed. So I have to kind of like reteach you about things. So basically, Billy is actually, in fact, was a debug program. You a little redneck guy just said his name. Well, yeah, Joe, he was like that. But then as the quantum computer started, the debug program started to get closer and closer to the actual computer that this world is built on. That's dangerous. And you notice his IQ just went right through the roof. But it would be weird because sometimes the IQ would crash to like 10 IQ and then it would go right back up to 200. It was crazy. It was really weird. And then all of a sudden, it's like he was getting closer and closer with Dark Milo. And, and real reality was Dark Milo did actually, in fact, create him, Billy. He created Billy as a debug program to, I guess, cross different dimensions, but he didn't realize he was in a computer matrix at the time. And as a result of doing that, I'm just seeing if there's anything to this here. Oh no, I get all these parts here. I guess this helps to buy things, upgrades and stuff. So yeah, so then pretty much speaking, whoa, that was a nice scene right there. Crazy stuff going on there. Action, like Fifth Element type stuff. So then the thing that was kind of nuts was I've been talking too much. Now my brain has to do that what it does. Where everything goes blank for a little bit. Yeah, I noticed that with all of us. It's kind of like our creator has severe ADHD problems. Yeah, I think he does. And yeah, it's not good for us. It's not good stuff. Oh, I love destroying the luggage, though. That's some fun stuff. Feels good, feels satisfying. I like to call a game out when I'm into it or not, but when I like to say that felt satisfying, and that you gotta call it out, And we're kind of backtracking a little bit. I'm sorry. We're exploring around a little too much, and we ended up backtracking. So that's all right. It allows us more time to talk. So he got his body back. What happened was this. Then the Billy character started going to Harvard and going to college because the IQ was now so powerful that it was like
And really, Pennypacker didn't help this situation because I think he was like trying to think how he can use Billy against me, and then of course he didn't factor in Milo enough, and so even he had like not understood the situation well, that this was not good for him. And so, the quantum computer effectively just took over it to the point that really what we know as Billy is gone. It's now just Sir William Esquire. He talks like a British aristocrat, and I'm so sorry, Joe. He talks to you like you're lower class. He talks about the sticks all the time. He's very, very degrading stuff. Peasants. He's sort of like almost like the person who wrote this stuff and was a big fan of Stephen William Regal from years ago. Like he is. He's kind of into it, and it is, of course, it creates a big problem for us because we're trying to. Oh, he shot me, and I fell right in the hole. Whoa, it kind of set me back there. Jeez. Great. Well, that's the thing I hate in video games, when like you try to jump across something and then somebody shoots you. And now these two guys are debating each other, but unfortunately I realized I don't have the sound on, so because I don't want copyright. Sometimes it's okay with having the sounds and stuff, but we've had some negative experiences with some of the games. So, back to what I said, then Sir William Esquire took over, and he the quantum computer, basically Milo had full control of that computer. And so as a result, that's where all this happened, that basically they destroyed the planet of people talking backwards. That was a really crazy place I lived in. Like, I didn't talk backwards, but all my neighbors talked backwards. Well, yeah, Joe, we know. Joe, we know. Literally, that we actually, now I'm gonna get a running start here. I don't know why I'm going backwards here. I just feel like knocking stuff all around. It's kind of fun. Do a last exploration before I fall off another cliff or something. Oh no! Oh, come on! I am starting to explore things, and you're gonna end up having to go backwards again. Well, all right. Get some extra health that way. I needed the health anyways. My health was very low. Okay, so actually, it looks like I probably had enough there. I could have, if I went back to that inventory management thing, I could have. There we go. So, sorry to say, folks, we're back here again. We're really kind of going too slow here. So back to what we were saying, with they took over, they defeated Pennypacker, they blew up the planet with people talking backwards. All was left was this island with the monastery, Freighter's monastery, and the abbot. The abbot helped us out, gave us a little place of sanctuary. He is the man who's probably going to carry the show in the future someday if something happened to me. Hint, hint, foreshadowing. Something ever happened to me, he's probably going to be the one that takes over, because he's probably the closest one right now that understands Freighter. Freighter is the important glue of the Sattergrad brand, and it's he understands Freighter more than anybody, so he would be the best to take over the show if something happened to me. Foreshadowing. Oh, it's foreshadowing. Is something going to happen to you? I hope not, Joe. Originally, me and Billy brought back the Freighter versus Retro show from nothing, we found it on YouTube one day, and then we brought it back, and then Mr. Peck showed up out of nowhere. Said, "What the heck are you guys doing?" And then Pooh Guppy Adams, and then Peter Graves, and then Frederick H. And he's kind of like, "Well, yeah, I didn't really give you permission to bring the show back." Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better when you don't ask permission. You just do it, and ask for forgiveness is easier. So, okay. Okay, so we're just kind of clucking around here. Tacking stuff. Glad we have this to talk about, because I kind of had anything I ever had to say about this game yesterday, the last show. It's not I don't want to really make the habit of keep doing this game. I think it's a very nice game. I don't think it's just a shoot punch type game, and I don't know if we're into that. It's like you know what I mean? It's like you just like, okay, we're doing the same thing again. Well, it gets repetitive, Joe. Like, it wasn't that long ago. I remember I was playing the original Gears of War on the Xbox 360 once. I have a nice Xbox 360. It works just fine here. And I was playing that, and I was like, man, is this game repetitive? It's just the same thing. And just looking at this scene right here, it's like reminding me of that. And it's like, I can't, my ADHD can't handle it. It's just, I hate repetitiveness in games. Like, I think that first segment, that was great. I can live without having to play this ever again after that, though. Now it's kind of like, it's just going to rinse and repeat, just so that it gives people their money's worth. Now I'm dealing with a boss fight. I'm not a fan of boss fights. I don't really care about them. I that's why I mostly just, I don't know. I don't know, Joe. So then that's the situation we're in, where we gotta figure out how. Well, really, what it is I'm going to be honest with you. What we're in fact doing is we're trying to buy time until Mr. Pennypacker comes back, because I assume with him being gone, that actually, by him being gone, he's probably coming up with a plan to defeat MILO. He's got to be, I don't think he's going to be gone forever, but still, he's, how it is. We kind of gone kind of long on this show today. I'm getting kind of tired now. It was like a 15-minute segment on that first part. Now we got to play this and commentate over this and keep it interesting. I could tell when you hit like a low point where you're just like, okay, this is the game. Bye. Yeah, it's like, there's some people who have to really, really make this interesting. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to hate to say it, guys. We're a Bethesda people. We play like Fallout. We play like Skyrim. And of course, Starfield's going to be one of those games too, And it's like, here we are playing this, And it's all because we're just sort of like, well, that PlayStation 5 is just sitting over there, and we just brought it in the office, and now we're going to have to try to at least give it some equal time. But we're playing games, sadly, they're just not our games. And I don't think we really all... We think this is beautiful and whatever, but we just don't really like this. Combat feels good, but it's not our kind of game. We like games where we just fool around. We just wandering around a city, or we're wandering around a forest or mountains or something. And it's like Skyrim, that, we were playing the anniversary edition the other day, and here we go again. It's like why should we bother with anything but Skyrim? And it's like, well, it's oh god, the show's over. Stop talking. Stop talking. It's... Okay, we'll see you next time. Next show.